5:15, I will call this meeting to order. So we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just kick off starting with our district mission and priorities. Promoting lifelong learners through real-world experiences. We do that through the pillars of academic excellence, successful staff, resource management, and community relations. That is all built on a foundation of positive culture grounded in growth, collaboration, and school pride. I could have the roll call in the establishment of quorum.
Nelson? Here. Holtz? Here. Boyd? Here. Rick Hagan?
Here. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I will move to approve the agenda.
Sorry, second that.
Could you please call roll?
Holtz?
Here, yeah, aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Boyd?
Aye.
Rick Hagan?
Aye. And I don't think anybody's here for open forum. Okay. All right, so we are moving on to old business. Anything anybody wanted to call out, talk about, pull out separately with the consent items? We don't have a lot of old business, apparently. We do have a lot of old business. It's two sections for it. 7 and 9. Oh, didn't see that. Yep.
Should have had this agenda.
All right. If nothing, then could I have a motion to approve that?
No, you don't have to approve it.
We don't have to approve the consent items.
Okay. Consent items, yes, you do.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's old
Okay.
business, so you don't.
Right, consent items.
Yep.
Okay.
No.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items as presented.
I will second them.
Can I have a call roll?
Nelson? Aye. Holtz?
Aye.
Boyd?
Aye.
Rick Hagan?
Aye. All right. Now, old business 2, reports and correspondence. Go ahead first. With the
Yeah,
superintendent's report.
so kind of 4 big things to really talk about, which might take away from my facilities committee, I'm sorry. So Lewandowski Bathrooms, we had another meeting with our architect, the OPN, made some significant adjustments to the materials that are being used. And got the overall total cost of the project down by over $200,000. So we'll be now well within our proposed budget. So hopefully we'll be able to have some work start there by the end of August or early September. That'd be kind of fingers crossed and looking at a completion of spring. So that general scope of the bathrooms really hasn't changed. It'll be 2 stalls, 2 urinals on the men's side, 6 stalls on the women's side, with a family bathroom, ticketing area. It'll be heated just enough so that we don't have to winterize it. And it'll go right where the current one is. So we'll have to knock that down and do some of that work. So that whole price also factors in the demolition of the current bath, whatever you want to call it. What's currently there. So solar project, we probably see the ground mounts are here, the roof mounts are done. I sent you guys some pictures, posted them on, we'll get them on our district Facebook page here shortly. Panels started getting installed at the elementary this week, so those are all up. If you've been by the high school on the west side, you'll see that it looks really brown, and right there, they sprayed that grass to kill it, and then they'll kind of flatten all that out. There's a big berm that's there that's got to go. A few trees. Hopefully Brent doesn't get too offended being on the tree committee there. So those
Doing some of that today, aren't they? Groundwork.
Yeah, I think they're going to start the groundwork this week. They're kind of doing the 2 simultaneously between the elementary and the high school. So preschool playground they've got some of the different apparatus that are installed. We still have some concrete work to finish up, get up a fence around that, and should be able to, hopefully we'll have kids getting to play on August 26th or 27th when preschool starts. So, and then the last one, it's not really a facilities project, sort of, but it's the greenhouse. So we've got a lot of work. I just have some punch list stuff on the electrical and the plumbing side of the greenhouse, and we'll be done with that. What just happened, but yeah, so that's kind of the ongoing work over the last month or so.
Awesome. Thank you. Any board committee reports? I've got something. Connie, do you have anything?
I do not have anything.
So the Greene County Assessors Committee, we met on June 25th, just kind of like an emergency meeting to go through some different GIS training and programs and stuff that they're working on. So just kind of hashing out how that was going to happen. If the assessor's office was going to take some stuff, if the auditor's office was going to take some stuff, and pretty much left stuff as is, but got some good information on their training schedule and what's going from there. Otherwise, facilities, we've met quite a bit, but you took care of that, so thank you. Okay, and we don't need a motion or anything for that.
We don't. I didn't do the administrative reports. We've never done them in July. They're off contract, and they'll give us their updates when they come back in August. So first within their first couple of weeks after they've finished up with SAI and all that. So that's why there's nothing there.
All right, so we can move on to new business. So we're gonna jump in with the one school driving permit that we have. So Eva, if you want to, you need to make your stand, right? Should we make your
Yeah,
stand?
we do.
You can stay sitting, because I have power today, apparently. Just say your name and why you want to have a school permit.
Okay, I'm Ava Heino, and I want my school permit because I need to get to my extracurricular activities when my parents are at work, and I need to drive myself to Carroll and back for swim practice for high school swim, so that's why.
Nice.
So I give you the same spiel to everybody. If you've rewatched a board meeting or seven, it's for work, school, or farm-related employment within a 25-mile radius of your home address. So hopefully Carroll's within 25 miles. I think it's like 22.8. So I've driven it like
Couple of times.
once. You have to go straight to your designated location and straight back. If you need to stop and get gas, go on the most direct route. You're allowed to be on the road 1 hour before, 1 hour after your designated activity. So if swimming gets done in Carroll at 8, you have to be home by 9. Your mom said 8:30. So you can only transport 1 minor passenger, have to be in seat belts, just like you. And they already have to be at your location prior to leaving. You can't go pick them up or drop them off. Obviously don't use your cell phone. I think it's a $175 ticket. And just to realize that driving and this permit is a privilege, and you have to treat it like such. If you get any sort of ticket or have something that happens, speed, run a stop sign, whatever, you could lose your license for up to 3 months and may not be eligible until you turn 16. So, and like I always tell everybody else, you are responsible for knowing the laws of the road. Okay. That's it. Not yet. Could I get a motion and a second?
I will move to approve the school permit. As I said.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second. Could you please call roll?
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Ripagan.
Aye.
That was the second.
Yep.
Yep, sniper. Mm-hmm. I understand why Cynthia wants it.
As we're all sitting here waiting for you.
7, 15, 20, 26. You're welcome.
Right. And Ava has to stay for the rest of the meeting. Gets to stay.
She
Gets to stay.
she has to stay until cheerleading, so yes, she'll be here for a little
Nice.
while.
All right, so we can move on to fundraiser requests. Any questions, comments, concerns? Number 3.
I did. Kara, is Kara on the line?
I think so.
Okay. I did have, I read the form and I answered my one question. I thought it said 80 to 20%, but I'm reading that now is 20% of the sales come back to the school and Kona Ice keeps 80. I thought it said 20 to 80. I thought it was a range. So, but can you tell me, do you think monthly is the right frequency for this? Personally, I have conflicting feelings about Kona Ice every month, giving my child sugar water every, I'm just saying, do we think monthly is the right thing? Is it really material to your fund to recognize students? I just want to make sure I understand how successful it's been, how it's being received. Because if we're getting $1 from every $5 sale, I kind of want to balance health and wellness too, but.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
great. You sound odd right now, actually.
Okay, so we do it monthly. That's just the way that they've done it. This fundraiser actually landed, my personal children did it their first year in middle school, and talking with a principal, he said it was actually really the easiest one that they use. So that's why we kind of jumped on it. Kids, it's really well received. We'll start money-wise. The bulk of it comes in August when parents can do the prepay for the whole year. So the last 2 years that we've done it in August, our check back has been between $380 and $400. And then monthly from there, December, January, February kind of goes down, but anywhere between $90 and $115 ish a month. And when we start looking at the things that we do with our quarter celebrations, we try to take them local, and sometimes they give us a good discount, sometimes they don't, but we still want to support our local. So all those funds get used to go back into, we purchase, I think our counselors still purchase student of the month shirts. And then we do a student of the month lunch. I believe the counselors still do that. And then we go to, we try to take them to the movie theater, to bowling, to do some of those other things for our quarter, behavioral celebrations. Then to address the sugary, they do actually have sugar-free and dye-free options. After my first year, I asked for more sugar-free just because we do have several students that asked for that. And so I just asked the truck if they could have it more than just because I think a typical truck only has 1 or 2 flavors. But because we asked, the lady, Emily Baker, who is our contact there, was more than willing to do whatever. So she added additional sugar-free and dye-free options so that all kids, if that was the choice that they wanted, they could do it. Kids really seem to like it. The other thing that too is they give us, 2 years ago, we had about 360 students. And so they give us 10%. So this year we're looking about 350. So they'll give me 35 free ones. And so we use those to really boost for behavior. If there's a kiddo that we know maybe hasn't gotten one all year, we give it to them. But they give us 35 free ones to also give to whoever needs one or wants one, or whoever we feel needs to have one. The kids really like it. We've talked with them about kind of looking at what we could do differently for January, February, just because no one really wants to eat ice in the middle of January in Iowa personally. So she talked about switching it over to a hot chocolate type truck, just to give them a little bit different.
You guys did cookies this year too, didn't you?
Yes, that was brand new. We were the only school, because they do lots. I mean, they have tons of schools that do this, and We were the only school that got to do the cookies. It was, I feel the secretary said it was a little more hectic to sort the sheet and everything than like the Kona typically is. But they seem to be overwhelmed, and they asked us for lots of feedback. So Anna and Nikki in the office gave tons of feedback about how they could make it go eat smoother. So that still may be an option this year as well, if they want us to.
Thank you for that context.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm also just thinking my son's gonna be a 5th grader and he's gonna be so mad if I don't give him the money for putting my parent hat on, but. I didn't have any other questions about the other ones.
Any other,
Football cards,
football cards
Stadiums.
and
and clothing sales.
otherwise, anybody has a motion in a second?
I'll make a motion to approve the fundraisers as presented.
A motion in a second. Please call the roll.
Holtz.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye. All right, we're gonna do milk and bread bids, and these are going to be separate motions we need to make for this. So for the bread bids, any context?
No bimbo. And then the Martin Brothers, the reason it says AEA contract is because they have like basically consortium pricing, which actually allows us to get things significantly cheaper. We used Martin Brothers, I think, for when I did this really fun and exciting procurement training in May. I think we used Martin Brothers for probably about 75% of our food services. So it is actually really helpful for us to be on this AEA contract pricing. So it ebbs and flows throughout the year, but we do get much better pricing when we do it, when we go through that. And then I believe that Bimbo doesn't do a reply because they are the ones that they won't deliver to individual locations. They want to deliver all just to one place and then have us be the ones who have to then take it out from there. And it's a lot of extra manpower to make it happen. So whereas Pan and Gold will deliver to each individual location, and from what I understand too, they're basically the same price. So but we don't have a reply for them, so it kind of doesn't really matter.
So between Martin Brothers and Pan and Gold, is the AEA contract?
Yeah, so
come out
we
slightly better.
So it depends.
Okay.
Sometimes it is, sometimes it's
something
not.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we're approving the use of either of those?
correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, between Martin Brothers or Pan and Gold. Any other questions, or anybody want to make a motion?
I move to approve the 26-27 bread bids as presented.
Second thought.
Okay, motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye. All right, and then dairy bids. So that's just Anderson Erickson.
Correct.
Just AE. Okay. All right. Anything we need to talk about?
Subject to escalator clause,
Yeah, so if there happens to be anything where
like
it's a
dairy
cost,
market goes crazy.
the milk, but it'll get capped for us, so it won't necessarily be like a dollar for or penny for
Yeah.
penny kind of thing.
We'll
So
go like directly with the market. Okay. I'll move to approve the 26-27 dairy bids as presented.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye. Right, and then student book fees, meal prices, and activity prices.
So we will have an increase in our elementary and middle school lunch prices for the first time since 2018. We're raising those to $3 at the elementary and middle school for lunch, and high school will go to $3.25. It was $2.55 across the board, so it's 45 cents in math, 65 cents. Oh my God, 25 plus 45, 70 cents. I used my skills.
I don't think
there.
anybody was
I
trying to
figured
say
it out.
That common core math. And then adult prices, those are usually we kind of get those dictated to us by the Department of Ed, their nutrition department. And for us to put it at $5.25, so we're staying right in line with that. Breakfast will still be free at all 3 schools. So there's no change there. And the reduced student, there's no change there either. And obviously for those who are free is free. So we also raised our book prices. I believe it was by $5 at K, 1st through 3rd and 4th through 12th. It's the first time we've raised book prices, and ages just to help us keep up with the costs of materials. And then our activity tickets and gate ticket prices, this is to stay in alignment with our conference. I know Dave shared out some information from the HOYAC, which then I know I shared to you guys as the board, which they've, and really it's not for it's not really for us to profit, like we're not a nonprofit, can't do anything with it anyway. It's to keep up with the cost of officials. They're going up and up and up. I remember talking to Dave, when I was first in AD, 12 years ago, we used to have our 5 football officials and it was $500. So what's our 5 officials cost us for a football game now?
It costs us, I think, $160 for a piece.
Yeah, so it's $300 more, so $800 for officials. So, which they have a hard job to do, I guess. So anyway, this is all just completely staying in line with just with our conference. So we're no different than anybody else around us. Activity tickets, we raised those just a little bit as well.
We kept the student activity ticket the same. Last year, those used to be $50, and last year, after a discussion of trying to encourage more students to come, we lowered it to $25, so I just kept it at that. I think the purpose is still the same.
Did you see an increase in kids buying them? Just curious.
I'd have to go back and look specifically. I don't know as if we did.
Nothing crazy that
Maybe-
stood out anyway.
Maybe that's something could publicize more, that we dropped the price and, so. But I have to look at the numbers. I could get that.
I was just curious, hopeful thinking of getting more kids there.
Yeah, and $25 you're gonna pay in 3, if you go to 3 events, you pay for it.
Pay it once when you have concessions.
What's that?
You pay it once when you have concessions.
That's true.
If we're ready, I'll make a motion to approve the student book fees, meal prices, activity prices as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion in a second, please call roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Ripagan.
Aye. 2627 depository resolution.
Yep, so this just publicly states what our max balances that we're allowed to carry at our 3 local banks here, Heartland, Home State, and Peoples, and then ISJET, which is the Iowa Schools Joint Investment Trust. We have currently the funds that we're using to fund our solar project, and I think we have a couple of other different funds that are in there that we can maximum amount that we can hold. So we just have to publicly state that and approve it.
I will move to approve the 26-27 depository resolution as presented.
I will second.
Got a motion in a second, please call roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Ripagan.
Aye. Right, so for F, the appointments, treasurer is staying Teresa Hoyle, correct? Temporary secretary is Sean Legal counsel is Mullen Peterson.
Movement Peterson, yes.
So for the temporary secretary, you need to have Sean do the oath,
Perform set out, you bet.
perform said oath, and we need to stand.
And we have to make a separate motion for each, for Teresa and Mooney too.
Yeah, okay.
We're just gonna have you do your oath and then we'll go
Then
through each.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So we get to stand. I need to read this off.
So it'll be right behind you there. Brett's or-
Oh, so I just read it on there. Okay, I was like, look at the computer too, that's okay.
There it is.
Okay.
Okay, do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of temporary board secretary in Greene County Community School District as now or hereafter required by law? Thank you. All right, so then let's, if we could get a motion and a second for the treasurer appointments.
I'll move to appoint Teresa Boyle as treasurer.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second, please call the roll.
Boyd,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Holtz,
Aye.
Redpagan.
Aye. And can we get a motion and a second to approve the temporary secretary?
I'll make a motion to approve the temporary secretary as Sean Allen.
Second.
Motion and second, please call roll.
Nelson,
Aye.
Holtz,
Aye.
Boyd,
Aye.
Redpagan.
Aye. And then last one, can I get a motion and a second for legal counsel?
I move to approve Mullen Peterson as legal counsel. Second.
Motion and a second, please call roll.
Someplace.
Yeah, you just, yeah.
Holtz,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Boyd,
Aye.
Redpagan.
Aye. All right, 26-27 student handbooks.
Let's start with discussion on each one and then if you have, great. If not, great.
Yeah, so high school handbook, anything anybody saw in there wanted to call out, comment on?
I appreciate having the changes marked for me. It's very lengthy to read through all of them. Comprehensive.
Yeah, if nothing else, Connie, do you have anything?
I don't for the high school handbook, no.
Perfect. So if I could get a motion and a second to approve the 26-27 high school handbook.
I'll make a motion to approve the 26-27 high school handbook. High school student and family handbook.
Thank you.
Oh, she seconded it, yeah.
Okay, so we got a motion and a second.
Holtz,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Boyd,
Aye.
Redpagan.
Aye. Thank you. All right, so middle school, 2026-2027 student handbook. Anybody have any questions or comments on that? I did have one question, and I think I kind of know the answer. Kara, if you're still there, I think it's one of the last pages, there's the parent guardian acknowledgement form. Not a like bad thing or anything, but is there a reason why that's in the middle school handbook and not in the other handbooks?
It was in there when I took over, and I think they technically legally have to sign it. I don't know if they sign it digitally when they do their online registration, but I've just always left it there because it was in the years previous to me. So I'm not sure if it still needs to remain.
I think Karen Shannon's on here too, and Audrey's just kind of identified it too. It's like, it's in their registration, whatever Emily Gannon calls them, please. What are the drop-down menus in your application? I believe it's on there that you, because there's a PDF link to it, and it's like that you receive the copy and whatever, so and you have access to it.
That makes sense. And I have no problem with it being in there. I just noticed that it was different. Anything else? All right, could I get a motion and a second to approve the 26-27 student handbook for middle school?
I'll move to approve the 26-27 middle school student parent handbook.
Yes, okay.
Okay, got a motion and a second. You can call roll.
Boyd,
Aye.
Foltz,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Repagan.
Aye. And then elementary school and preschool have to be separate, right?
You can do them all.
You can do both of them together? Okay, so if we look at the elementary and the preschool student handbook, questions, comments, concerns? Audrey, sorry, I was nitpicky with grammar in that one spot, but thank you.
I've already
Yep,
fixed it.
thank you.
So, and I will also update, and I know the other handbooks too, the meals will be updated.
Meal prices,
The meal
yeah.
prices will be updated in
You
all
guys
of our
would have known
handbooks.
them ahead of time, so that's
Right.
okay. Yep.
Yep.
So you guys have a clause in all of them that says
Yeah.
subject to change.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, nothing else. If I could get a motion and a second for the elementary school and preschool handbooks.
I'll make a motion to approve the 26-27 student and parent handbook for the elementary.
And the preschool too.
Oh, and preschool, I'm sorry. Yes.
Nope, you're good.
Second,
Good, got a motion and a second. Please call roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Foltz,
aye.
Boyd. Aye. Repagan.
Aye. All right, now looking at the 26-27 employee handbook.
Yeah, all the changes there are there on page 51 of the book itself. No real material changes. I just took out a few things that don't really need to be in there anymore. Our salary schedule, I just took the whole schedule out. We haven't cleaned it up, but if anybody wants a copy, then I just changed it to having access granted by contacting the business office. Connie and I were talking before the board meeting too about the very last item that's on page 49 of the handbook, but employee licensure. It almost virtually says the exact same thing on page 10. And so I don't know if there's a point of having this particular thing when it's literally the same thing. So we have a precedent if somebody happens to get a notification, or we happen to get a notification if somebody's working when their license is expired, or they're working in a position where they actually don't have a license to be able to teach it. It's the whole thing of like, as soon as we find out and that we're made aware, we go and we stop that person from what they're doing, send them home essentially, or we give them an option. If it's like in a certified position, we give them an option to either you can go home, you can use personal leave, or you can stay and complete a non-instructional position until you do have a license. It's happened a couple of times. It is ultimately the professional responsibility of our employees who are required to have licenses to ensure that they don't lapse. We get plenty of warnings and reminders from the Board of Educational Examiners. I'm sure Katie, you could probably relate to that. And Connie, like Connie was saying too, I mean, when she was working in the nursing field, like you don't get reminders, you just have to do it. So they're a little nicer to us as educators. So I would actually even strike this part out of the book, because again, it already appears on page 10. So that's the last change, and then I'll just note that in the additions, deletions, clarifications section.
Piece on page 10 is a little more fleshed out too, so.
It is.
That makes sense to leave that one.
I will say it's pretty harsh in terms of language, but.
No more comments or questions? Could I have a motion and a second?
I will make a motion to approve the employee handbook with the deletion of the employee license statement that Brett had just referred to for 26-27.
Got a motion and a second. Would you please call roll?
Foltz.
Aye.
Nelson. Aye. Boyd. Aye. Repagan.
Aye. And now on to the 26-27 coaches handbook. Any questions, comments? Concerns on that one? Are there any changes to that one?
Changes that I made, the main one is, I took a evaluators course last fall, and I kind of adjusted our evaluation tool that I'm using, and that's in there, so I replaced that. It aligns with the national coaching standards, so that would be the major one, and then I just updated all the dates and did some grammatical corrections and things like that. I think there was one thing that was kind of outdated about open gyms that I took out of there as well.
I move to approve the 26-27 coaches handbook as presented.
You can have a second. Got a motion and a second. Please call roll.
Boyd. Aye. Holtz.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye. And then the 28E agreement with New Opportunities Head Start.
So nothing holistically different here. It's just the continuation of our work with them, with our preschool kids.
So that's pretty much exactly what the one we did last year.
Those probably just changed dates and that's about it.
Any questions? Otherwise, can I get a motion in a second?
I'll make a motion to approve the 28E agreement with New Opportunities Head Start.
Second.
A motion and a second. Please call roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Boyd. Aye. Hagan.
Aye. Food service agreement with New Opportunities Head Start.
Same thing as last year.
Any questions?
None.
Can I get a motion in a second?
I'll move to approve the food service agreement with New Opportunity Head Start. Second.
Can I get a, motion and seconded. Have you called the roll?
Boyd. Aye. Holtz.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye. And the 28E agreement for Multicultural Resource Center Director.
So I know Connie has a question or comment here for you guys, but we're not increasing or decreasing our contribution amount. It's still going to be $23,000 spread out over 10 months, so $2,300 during those months. The way it's kind of worked is they just send us an invoice, we pay it out of our accounts receivable. Sarah is not employed by the school district. Just to be very, very clear with that, is that we contract with them for her services. So I know Connie, you had a.
Yep. Yeah, I just had a question for the other board members. I had asked Brett if we get any feedback, any documentation of what she's doing, how many she's served. Brett said he gets some information when he meets monthly with her, correct?
Yep.
And I wondered, do we want maybe Brett to put that in a weekly update when he meets with her and just summarize what she's done, or you don't want to do anything? I just was interested what she's been doing, how many she serves. I hear very good things about what she's doing. I'm not questioning any of that.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if we want some documentation or some information about more specifics.
Even just like general impact on our district.
Yes.
Like a positive information, essentially.
I agree. I think that would be a good idea to just have some input.
Sure.
Some follow up.
I don't know if you need it monthly, but even like quarterly reports or something, the stuff that you already send out to us.
And I know Sarah has always expressed that she's more than happy to come in and speak to the board at any point in time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can have her come and do that too. I know she would be more than thrilled to do that. I know
She doesn't mind doing that.
Sure. That would be fine too. Yep.
I'll reach out to her.
Okay.
do I can get going for you.
Thanks, Connie.
So with that,
Yep.
are you ready for a motion?
Yes.
All right, with that, I'll make a motion to approve the 28E agreement for multicultural resource center director as presented.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second. Would you please call roll?
Nelson. Holtz.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Repagan.
Aye. Okay, now digital banking access for Eagle Ridge.
Yep, so Eagle Ridge is going to be their insurance service. They're based out of Sioux City. They are going to help us with administering our partially self-funded health insurance plan. They require us to have a motion in our minutes that allows them to have access to our accounts. So we'll set up a separate account that we've self-funded, so that when claims need to be paid out of that to employees, that they will do that for us, and it's a third-party service, so we don't have to do it. We've met with them already. They've actually met with our employees already. They did an insurance presentation in May, and I've heard nothing but fantastic things about them and about the service they provide. So I feel really confident with it. They were recommended by Susan Matlich Sims, who's our agent or liaison with our Mercer trust that we're in with Walmart. So yeah, it's just basically it's approval to allow them to give our people money when they have a need for it.
Questions or comments?
I'll move to approve the digital banking access for Eagle Ridge as presented.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Would you please call roll?
Boyd.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Nelson. Aye. Repagan.
Aye. 26-27 agreement for Thrive Academy.
So Thrive Academy is something that we use often. It's for students. We can use it for the purposes of suspension, transition. We can use it for students who need like an alternative setting. If we kind of need like a holdover, if we're trying to get kids into Woodward Academy or the day school. So we've used it pretty much extensively or exclusively, not exclusively, but extensively since I've been here. Our initial funding cost to it is $60,000. It becomes special education funds, so they become reimbursable essentially. So, but that's our starting cost, and I think we've actually exceeded that in every years. But generally, the kids that are going there, a large majority of them are students that have needs that we're just unable to meet, or we want to give them a short-term option. If we have a kid, instead of suspending for 3 days and sending them home, we can suspend them for 3 days, and then we can we transport them up to a place where at least we know they're monitored. So,
And continuing with some sort of education.
they're getting at least something.
Yep. Do you know how many we had? We was it last year?
How many individual students? Not a number of individual students.
This isn't a long-term thing typically. It's just,
Not typically. We try not to make it anyway. And so do they. I mean, if we have a student that's up there that's needing like a significant amount of support that we just are not able to provide here, then they've spent longer up there. And then they go through their plan to try to transition them back to us as soon as possible.
any other questions, comments? But if not, if I could get a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion to approve the 26-27 agreement for enrollment of non-resident students into the Thrive Academy.
Second that.
A motion in a second. Would you please call roll?
Nelson. Aye. Holtz.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Repagan.
Aye. Okay, the 21st Century Rehab Agreement.
Iowa Central first.
Iowa Central, thank you. The 2080 agreement with Iowa Central Community College.
Yep, so this is our standard every year agreement that we have with Iowa Central to allow us to do, to provide concurrent enrollment classes at the high school. sometimes they're called early bird classes as well.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2080 agreement with Iowa Central Community College as presented.
Got a motion and a second. Would you please call roll?
Holtz.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Redpagan.
Aye. Now, 21st Century Rehab.
If you want to refresh and make sure that you're clicking on it, we'd accidentally uploaded the 25-26 contract. Deb Morton had emailed us and had said that they will have somebody there for all home varsity basketball meets now, and they will have somebody there for all home high school track meets. So that's item 7 and item 11. In the 25-26 contract, it didn't say that. So I know Connie had found it, and I reached out to Deb, and she's like, no, it's on there. So it's like we just uploaded the wrong one by accident. So yeah, same level of service. Honestly, it's a absolute steal of a deal at $10,250 for the entire school year for everything that they're providing.
All the events.
Yeah,
I'm glad to see basketball was added back in there.
me too.
I felt bad Danny Weber was running down multiple times and she was just there watching her kid.
Yeah.
So, but she responded to things, so I'm glad to see that we'll have somebody.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. It's very good. Seems to be like one of our higher injury sports too.
You know, it does.
All right. Should I get a motion in a second?
I will move to approve the 26-27 21st Century Rehab contract as presented.
I'm second.
Motion and a second. Please call roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Redpagan.
Aye. And we got the second reading of board policies, 102.1 through 107.
Yep, so just clean that up. 105 A and B are going away. They're getting deleted. And then we just updated that to put the grievance form and the anti-bullying and harassment, the bullying form, the harassment form, all kind of into one. It's all just done by the magic of Google Forms. So got that all cleaned up there, thanks to Emily Gannon and Karen Sandberg. So
I think it's easier to follow. Not that we want more grievances filed, but I think it's easier to get to and report something up.
Aye.
it's kind of the idea. Because so you can approve those all as
Like 1 through 7
as
as
presented.
Yep.
Yeah, no, we don't need an individual motion for each one.
Do I have a motion and a second for 1 through 7 there under Q?
Oh,
Yeah, we can do all 7 of them.
okay. I'll move to approve the second reading of board policies 102.1 through 107 as presented.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Please call roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Redpagan.
Aye. And then we got another policy review, 502 to 502.9. Any questions or comments on that one? Are there any changes to that one? No changes.
I don't recall many changes. I don't recall any changes
No, I don't.
when we met. Yeah. So I will approve board policies 502 to 502.9 as presented.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second. Please call roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Redpagan.
Aye. We can adjourn the meeting at 6:04. I need to say the time. Is that-